All right, shalom, y'all. Most High in Christ bless. Sorry for the interruption. It was the devil. However, the devil trying to mess up with the electronics is not going to proceed. Okay, the Most High word is going to get out no matter what. All right. And in this brief little intermission, you should have been kind of thinking of some things. Some things should have been jarring through your mind, because if you had an answer in your mind when we finish, you're going to be like, whoa. You're going to be like, whoa. Okay. So where we was at Second Ezra chapter 10 verse 16, and we was talking about the scriptures say the determination of God. I had you guys to underline the determination of God. And from the determination of God, we went to Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8. We're going to reread that. Go ahead, bro.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Oh, so in Second Ezra chapter 10 and verse 16, it says, for if thou shalt acknowledge the determination of God to be just. So wait, let's stop right there. If we acknowledge that the determination of God, so we have to find out what the determination of God is, because you're going to find out if it's a just thought, right? If it's just actions. Well, of course, we know that the Lord is on the 12 tribe side automatically. But in Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, not to everybody, to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations. He's going to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdom. So he's going to gather the nations and assembles the kingdoms, right? To pour upon them my indignation. That's not good to the nations. So the Most High determination is to gather all the people together of the other nations and pour his indignation onto them. Even all my fierce anger. The Most High is going to annihilate the nations. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All the earth of who? Of the nations. So we found out what the determination of God is. I say it's just. You say it's just? You say it's just?
I like it.
Hey, there we go. We agree. All thumbs up. Go about it. Do what you got to do. And then at the end of 2 Ezra 10 and 16, it says, thou shalt both receive thy son in time. Both receive thy son. So it's two sons? Uh-oh. It's going to explain. Now go to verse 17. 2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 17.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 17. Go thy way then unto the city to thine husband.
So now you have heard this. Now Ezra is saying, now go your way into the city unto thine husband, because now you know. He's saying go back to Jerusalem, right? Go back to Jerusalem. Why is she not really? Why is she like that? Verse 18, watch this.
Verse 18, and she said unto me, that will I not do. I will not go into the city, but here will I die.
Wait, why did she go into the open field that Ezra is already seeing a vision? Why is she coming here saying, I ain't going to do nothing but stay here and die? I'm going to fast and I'm going to stay here and die. To this open field. I'm giving some hints to this open field. Next verse.
Verse 19.
Uh-huh.
So I proceeded to speak further unto her and said,
verse 20.
Do not so, but be counseled by me. For how many are the adversaries of Zion? But be comforted in regard of the sorrow of Jerusalem.
Whoa. It says, and she said unto me in verse 18, I will not go into the city, but I will die here. Verse 19. So I proceeded to speak to her further and said, wait, do not so. Don't stay here and die. Be counseled by me. Why is he saying be counseled by me? Why is he saying that? He's saying be counseled by him because he's seeing visions. The Most High is showing him things. So he's trying to make her believe. He's trying to make her rethink herself, right? It says, for how many are the adversaries of Zion? Be comforted in regards of the sorrow of Jerusalem. You're going to get into next verse.
Verse 21. For thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altar broken down, our temple destroyed.
All right. So why is she not going back to Jerusalem? Why is she not going back to the city? For thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste. Our altar is broken down. Our temple is destroyed. She's talking about the temple and how every captivity, the nations battled us for the temple. They all battled us for the temple. They either battled us for the temple or they wanted to burn it down. They wanted to destroy it brick by brick. They wanted to destroy our temple. That's why she's not going back. That's why she said, I'm going to remain here and die. Verse 22. 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 22.
Verse 22. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame. The priests are burnt. Our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled, and our wives ravished. Our righteous men carried away. Our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak.
Whoa, it's a lot going on. Our psaltery, underline psaltery. The psaltery is an instrument, okay? Psaltery is an instrument, all right? It's an instrument played. It plays a wonderful sound. You can read it throughout the scriptures, all right? That's the psaltery. It's laid on the ground. So we don't got no music playing. We don't have nothing playing. There's nothing going on. Our song is put to silence. Underline song. For the song, Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 21. You don't have to go there. Don't go there. You don't have to go there. Write it down in your notes. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 21. You can learn of the song. Okay. However, our song is put to silence for this time. But guess what? The new song is coming out. That new song is already written. You can read in Revelations. You can read the new song in Revelations. All right. The song in Deuteronomy chapter 31, 21. That's where the Most High is saying, this is the song that you're going to learn and teach to your children and the generations to come. Now, this is saying in 2nd Ezra 10 and 22, our song is put to silence. How can your song be put to silence? Well, nobody's singing it. Nobody's teaching it. That's how it's put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out, underline candlestick. The candlestick is put out is talking about our understanding. The candlestick put out is talking about our understanding. And let me get to this. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. I want you to underline ark of our covenant is spoiled. Here's a couple things about the ark of the covenant, okay? Let me say this first. That statement is a metaphor. It is a metaphor. How is it a metaphor? The ark could not be physically spoiled because no one can touch it. You think the Lord, if somebody righteous touched that ark and they turn into dust, what do you think the nation's going to do? What do you think going to happen to the nations? That's number one, okay? So you can't physically touch the ark because you can't spoil it, right? Second, the ark, they can't find the ark, okay? You can't find the ark, okay? But if you go to First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 4 to 8, you're going to find out that the ark has been put at Mount Nebo, which is Jordan. And when Jeremiah put it there, he erased his footsteps. He moved his footsteps because of the people following him. The Lord said to roll that rock in front of it and leave it be. But he moved his footsteps. So you can't find where the ark at, even if you try. So when it says the ark of our covenant is spoiled, this is talking about us. This is talking about everything that we stand for. Our laws, statutes, and commandments. It's all been put to waste. Why? Because if you look out today, nobody's hardly keeping law, statutes, and commandments, especially of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Our holy things are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is almost profane. Who's calling themselves Israel today? Who's calling themselves the 12 tribes? We are, but guess what? It's so low to the earth that people don't even recognize it. You to go up to somebody, oh, I'm from the tribe of Judah, of the 12 tribes. Oh, hey, my name is Winston. I'm from Wisconsin. It ain't going, nobody's not upholding our name. When we are the sons of God. Exactly. Our children are put to shame. Why? Because they don't know. We didn't teach them. Our priests are burnt. Why is our priest burnt? Where are we going to the temple at? Where's the temple? Our Levites are going into captivity. The ones that's supposed to be teaching law, statute, and commandments went into captivity. Our virgins are defiled. Our wives are ravished. I want you to underline wives are ravished. And with wives are ravished, you can go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 16. All right. And you can look and see where the Most High is already prophesying what's going to happen. What's going to happen to our houses and our wives and our children. Our righteous men are carried away. Our little ones are destroyed. This is talking about when we went into captivity, how they put us to death. How they put us to death. Our young men are brought into bondage, and our strong men are become weak. We became weak in mind. Don't think of weak physically, because if you look at some brothers today, you like, man, I ain't messing with him. But when you look and you talk to them, they don't have laws, statutes, or commandments or high holy days that comes out of their mouth. So they became weak. This is spiritually, you became weak. Next verse, 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 23.
Verse 23. And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Zion hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us.
Man, which is the greatest of all? The seal of Zion has lost her honor. We supposed to be sealed in these laws, statutes, and commandments. We done lost it. That's why Ezra is talking in anger. That's why he's so engulfed in this vision. When you see a vision, when somebody show you things, or when you see something, to be engulfed in it, she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. All nations have part in our captivity. Hold that. Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 7. 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 7. Watch this.
1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 7. He said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered unto the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary unto the hand of the stranger.
Whoa, he said, woe is me. That's death and destruction is me. Wherefore I was born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, to dwell there, when I was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Verse 8.
Verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory.
Her temple, underline it, is become a man without glory. Verse 9.
Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away unto captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Wait, in verse 9, 2 Maccabees 2 and 9, it's explaining the same thing that we read in 2 Ezra chapter 10, verse 22. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. So now we looking and seeing what's going on. Verse 10, watch this.
Verse 10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom, and rotten of her spoils?
What nation had not a part in her kingdom and gotten her spoils? Every nation had us in captivity, had a part to play in our captivity. Every nation. You don't think so? Ask the Most High. Take that up with the Most High. Because guess what? Last time I checked, every year, every time we have been through the years, and we ask our parents and we ask our great-grandparents, and that word is brought down, we have been in captivity. Oh, so now you're saying slavery and all these things was a myth. We have been in captivity by every nation. Verse 11.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
She has become a bond slave. She has become a bond slave. Aren't we talking about a woman here? Wait, in 2 Ezra chapter 10, we was talking to a woman, wasn't we? She has become a bond slave. Of a free woman, she become a bond slave. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
Oh my goodness. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste. Didn't we read up above in 2 Ezra chapter 10? These things is laid waste. And the Gentiles have profaned it. Now go back to 2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 24 now. Hope y'all staying along. Please, it's a lot, but
2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 24. And therefore shake off thy great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and cease from thy labor.
whoa. So wait, right here is saying, and therefore shake off thy great heaviness. Shake off that great heaviness. Why is it being explained to shake off the great heaviness and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty, underline mighty, and put a circle on that. Circle mighty and put an underline on it. May be merciful unto thee again. What? Uh-oh. How? Merciful again unto thee? Again? And the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor. Underline rest and ease from thy labor. 2 Ezra chapter 10 verse 25 now.
2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 25. And it came to pass, while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistened, so that it was afraid of her, and mused what it might be.
It says, and behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful. I want you guys to underline great cry. Very fearful. So that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. Verse 25 says, and it came to pass, while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shine exceedingly, and her countenance glistened, so that I was afraid of her, and mused that it might be. Who else face shine like this? Who else face shine like this? Just like when Moses came down from the mountain, him being face to face with who? The Most High. Just like he was face to face with the Most High. That's where the sudden shine came upon her face. Now verse 26.
Verse 26. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman.
That the earth shook at the noise of a woman. Wait. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, underline great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. I know some things are spinning. Some things gotta be spinning. You have to be thinking and saying, wait, okay, maybe I got the woman. Maybe I got the son. Maybe. But she's making a great cry that it shook. Shook the whole earth. Verse 27. I ain't giving it up yet.
Verse 27. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more, but there was a city builded, and a large place showed itself from the foundations. Then was I afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, Where is Uriel the angel, who came unto me at the first? For he hath caused me to fall into many trances, and mine end is turned into corruption, and my prayer to rebuke.
Oh my goodness. So verse 27, it says, and I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more, but there was a city builded. I want you guys to underline city builded. And a large place showed herself from the foundations. I want you guys to underline foundations. Then was I afraid and cried with a loud voice. Hold that. Give me Isaiah chapter 19, verse 20.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 20. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them.
Oh, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry, they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. So the cry, this is the cry. This is the cry. Wait, why are they crying? Well, they're crying because of their oppressors. They're crying because they're oppressors. And guess what? And he shall send them a Savior, a great one, and he shall deliver them. He shall deliver them. But in verse 24, it says, the mighty, again, is going to give us rest from our ease. When we read in 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 24. Give me Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Something I just added right now. Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28. Right quick. Little addition, y'all. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28.
Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28.
Rest and ease from thy labor. Watch this.
Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
And I will give you rest. This is talking about Christ is going to give us rest. So when we read in 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 24, he's going to give us the Most High. It says the highest will give you rest and ease from thy labor. Christ just came and said, put it all on me. I'm going to give you rest and ease from your labor. Now give me Revelation chapter 21, verse 14. Now we talking about the city was builded, and we underlined that foundations, right? Revelation chapter 21 and verse 14.
Revelations chapter 21 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And the walls of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
So that city builded had those foundations. Those foundations was the 12 foundations, underlined 12 foundations. And on them, and in them, the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. That's not the nations. The city builded is for us. The city builded is for us. The city builded is the kingdom of God. Now from there, go back. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 10, now verse 28.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 28. Where is Uriel the angel who came unto me at the first? For he hath caused me to fall into many trances, and mine end is turned into corruption, and my prayer to rebuke.
It says, you have to understand that Ezra's right. Ezra's in this vision. He is suffering in this vision. He said, man, he's in this vision and he's saying, where is Uriel the angel at? Who came into me at first? When you start reading in the first part of Ezra's and 2nd Ezra's, he's talking to Uriel the angel. He says, where was Uriel the angel? Because when Uriel the angel was here, he put me in many trances. I was in a trance. But this, man, I can feel, I can see. I'm really here. This lady is really talking to me. That's why he's asking, where is Uriel the angel at? He's caused me to go into many trances. And my end is turned into corruption. And my prayer to rebuke. This is suffering, y'all. He is suffering because he's seeing what's going on and happening to our people. Well, we went from sons of God in righteousness to now we're broke down, can't be trusted. No laws, no statutes, no commandments. He's seeing this. He's suffering. Now go to verse 29, 2nd Ezra 10 and 29.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 29. And as I was speaking these words, behold, he came unto me and looked upon me.
Verse 30.
And lo, I lay as one that had been dead, and mine understanding was taken from me. And he took me by the hand and comforted me, and set me upon my feet, and said unto me.
Time out. Time out. Who is this? Who is this? And lo, as I was speaking, in verse 29, as I was speaking these words, behold, he came unto me and looked upon me. Let's first get this straight. No man has seen the Most High and lived. No man have seen the Most High and lived. Uh-oh. As he came up to me, and lo, I lay as one had been dead. Remember when we read about the mighty and I told y'all to circle it? The mighty is going to come unto you. Uh-oh. The mighty has came unto him, and he lay as he'd been dead. And my understanding was taken from me. And he took me by my right hand, and comforted me. Well, who is the comforter? That should already be in y'all mind. I'm just getting it to turn. And set me upon my feet and said unto me. What did he say unto him? 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 31.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 31. What aileth thee? And why art thou so disquieted? And why is thine understanding troubled? And the thoughts of thine heart?
It says, and what aileth thee? Right there, that mighty one called counselor and said, what aileth thee? He turned it off. He said, that's a little joke. Little jokey joke. Look, wow. And another one. He texting you. He texting you, telling you too. He's asking you guys. It says, what aileth thee? What aileth thee? And why art thou so disquieted? Why are you so disquieted? What is going on? And why is thy understanding troubled in the thoughts of thine heart? Why is this? Why is this happening? Aileth is like fleeing. Okay. What is fleeing thee? What is happening to thee? What is hurting you? Why are you so disquieted? Why are you so Why is everything coming out of you from this vision? Why is this happening? Why is the understanding trouble? Why is it where it got you thinking this and you know this, but now you see this and it got you trouble because of your understanding? And the thoughts of thine heart, right? Why is this happening? Verse 32.
Verse 32. And I said, because thou hast forsaken me, and yet I did according to thy words. And I went into the field, and lo, I have seen, and yet see, that I am not able to express.
It says, and I said, because thou hast forsaken me. Why are you telling the Lord that you've forsaken me? And yet I did according to thy words. I went into this open field, Lord, just as you told me to do. But the visions that you have given me is troubling me. This is troubling me. That's why he lay as one is dead. That's why he's so disquieted. That's why all these things is going through his head. And I went into the field, and lo, I have seen and yet see. I have seen things. You have given me a vision, but I can't understand the vision. I don't know what's going on. I can see, but I can't see. That I am not able to express. I can't even tell you the feelings, the heartache, and all the stress that's on my head right now. I can't even tell you that. Verse 33.
Verse 33. And he said unto me, stand up manfully, and I will advise thee.
Stand up manfully. Why is that capitalized? Is that capitalized with you? It says stand. Stand. This is also going into standing on law, statute, and commandments. When I stand on business, stand on law, statute, and commandments. Excuse me. Stand on laws, statute, and commandments. Stand up manfully, and I will advise thee. So your thoughts, your understanding of law, statute, and commandments, he's telling him to stand up manfully on that. That shouldn't trouble you. You shouldn't be troubled with your understanding because you should stick to law, statute, and commandments. Everything you do in life, stick to law, statute, and commandments, and it never will flee from you. It never is going to trouble you. It's never going to trouble you. Next verse.
Verse 34. Then said I, speak on, my Lord. In me only forsake me not, lest I die frustrate of my hope.
It says, then said I, speak on, please tell me, my Lord, in me. Now, when it says my Lord, don't think that he's talking to another angel. Don't think he's just talking to a random person. Don't think he's talking to that lady. Let's get that straight. Speak on, my Lord, in me. Only forsake me not. Don't do away with me, lest I die frustrated. It's frustrate, but it's frustrated in our terminology. Frustrated in my hope. My hope of what? To understand this vision. Don't do away with me before I understand this vision. I need to see it. Right? Verse 35.
Verse 35. For I have seen that I knew not, and hear that I do not know.
I seen and I heard something that just totally, it's out there. I don't even know what I seen. I don't even know what I heard. I don't. Verse 36.
Verse 36. Or is my sense deceived, or my soul in a dream?
It says, is my sense deceived? The things that I see and the things that I feel, if the things in my feeling, is that a deceit that's coming towards me? Should I be feeling something else? Or is my soul in a dream? Is my soul in a dream and I just feel these things? Well, the difference is when the Lord showed him these things, he just didn't show him and that's it. He showed him so he can feel it, so he can see it, so he can understand it. So those laws, statutes, and commandments go into his mind and he can decipher the dream. That's what it's saying. Verse 37.
Verse 37. Now therefore I beseech thee that thou wilt show thy servant of this vision. He answered me then and said, Hear me, and I shall inform thee, and tell thee wherefore thou art afraid. For the highest will reveal many secret things unto thee.
Uh-oh. It says, now therefore, in verse 37, I beseech thee that thou wilt show thy servant this vision. Show thy servant this vision. I want you guys to underline vision, because it has to be explained. You don't know what happened. But 38 says, and he answered me then and said, Hear me, and I shall inform thee, and tell thee wherefore thou art afraid. For the highest will reveal many secrets things unto thee. This is Christ talking to him. This is Christ talking to him, because who has the right to say, oh, the highest is going to tell you something? Only the Son of Christ. That's the only person that can say those things. Nobody has right to say those things. So Christ is talking to him here. Uh-oh. That's why he laid down to the ground. That's respect. He laid down as he was dead to the ground for out of respect. Give me Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 19. Hold that. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 19.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 19.
Watch this.
And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying.
I want you guys to put a star on this verse, man. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. That's why he's coming to comfort Ezra. He's coming to comfort you. That's what he's telling him. Now go back to 2 Ezra chapter 10, verse 39.
2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 39. He hath seen that way is right, for thou sorrowest continually for thy people, and makest great lamentation for Zion.
It says he has seen that thy way is right. Wait, then up above it says, wait, if you agree with the words of the Lord, that it is just and right. Didn't we read that? We read if it was right. Right now it's saying he has seen that thy way is right. For that thou sawest continually for thy people. Sorrowest continually for our people. This man had love for our people. He had love for our people. The sorrow was in him continually. That's why he didn't want the vision. That's why he was like, man, just kill me here. Kill me here. Because he had continual sorrow for our people, and make his great lamentation for Zion. Verse 40.
Verse 40. This therefore is the meaning of the vision which thou lately sawest.
So now we're going to get the answer to the vision. Now we're going to get the answer to the vision. I want you guys to underline vision again, because this is what you're going to see. This is exactly what you're going to see, and you have to decipher it. 2 Ezra chapter 10, verse 41.
Verse 41. Thou sawest a woman mourning, and thou beginnest to comfort her.
Y'all saw, we read the lady that was mourning, that was with Ezra, that came to the field to Ezra, and thou beginnest to comfort her. Comfort her. How did he comfort her? Well, saying, go back to your husband. Saying, go back to the city. Go back to Jerusalem. Go back to our people. Go back there, right? That's how you're being comforted. Come back to the law, statute, and commandment. Go back to where you came from, to where our people at, right? Verse 42.
Verse 42. But now seest thou the likeness of the woman no more, but there appeared unto thee a city building.
But now seest thou the likeness of the woman. Underline likeness of the woman. No more. You don't see the likeness of the woman no more. But there appeared unto thee a city building. I bet y'all didn't know the woman was gone, did you? You didn't know the woman was gone, did you? But now you see in that city building. Right in the blink of an eye. The lady was gone. The lady was gone. And you see a city builded. What is this going into? What is this going into? Verse 43.
Verse 43. And whereas she told thee of the death of her son, this is the solution.
This is the solution he's about to let you know of. You saw the death of her son, but this is the solution. Verse 44. Here we go.
44.
Let's go.
This woman whom thou sawest in Zion, and whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city builded.
It says, this woman whom thou sawest is Zion. I want you guys to underline, whom thou sawest is Zion. He was talking to a woman, but he was talking to the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That's who he was talking to. And whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city builded. So just as much as you seen, you didn't really see a woman. You really saw a city builded. And what city did you see builded? Because you was in that open field. It had no foundations. It had nothing on that field. It was a clean, open field. It was a barren field. Clean and open, right? Next verse.
Verse 45.
Wait, actually, let me see here. Let me say this. She seen Israel, right? But she seen where Solomon rebuilt the temple. She seen where Solomon rebuilt the temple. Now go to verse 45. Watch this.
Verse 45. Whereas I say, she said unto thee, that she hath been 30 years barren. Those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her.
Oh, my Lord. My Lord. Understand this. It says, whereas I say, she said unto thee, that she had been 30 years barren. What does that mean? Those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her. The 30 years is this it's just a process of time, right? It's a distinct time period when it says 30 years, okay? 30 years is just a distinct time period, okay? It's really around 3,000 years if you want to look up the prophecy of time. Prophecy of time of what, Benaniah? What you talk about? What do you talk about these 30 years? What are you talking about? This is going into the temple destruction and the offering time frame. Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? From the time of Babylon to the time of Rome to the Americas. You don't see offerings made in the temple. You don't see that. Read it. No, it's nowhere. You're not going to read it because guess what? We have to keep fighting. We have to keep praying. We have to keep asking for deliverance because people are going to come burn down and break down our temple. You could precept that with Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 11 and 12. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 11 and 12. You don't have to go to it, but you can write it down in your notes. That's talking about the 70-year prophecy. Okay, that's first 70 years. Wait a minute. But it said 30 years. That 30 is just a time period. It's just a dispensation of time. Okay, it's a distinct time period. That's all that is. That 30-year gap. Okay, but you can also read in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1 through 18 about more time that's been put on of that sacrifice, of the offerings made in the temple. But when you read Hebrews 11, 1 through 18, when you reach Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1 through 18, you're going to find out, wait a minute. Christ was offered. Christ was offered in there. Well, Christ wasn't offered in the temple. Christ is our temple. He is our first fruits. He is there for us. And then you can also go into the Maccabees and see where those wicked sacrifices try to happen in the temple. And it was stopped by Judas Maccabeus from trying to sacrifice in our temple, trying to give offerings in our temple. Give me Galatians chapter 4 and verse 27. Galatians chapter 4 and verse 27.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, and verse 27. For it is written, rejoice, thou barren, that bearest not. Break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate have many more children than she which hath an husband.
Uh-oh. For it is written, rejoice, rejoice, thou barren, that bearest not. Break forth and cry. Wait, that cry is going to be heard. We read that up above. That thou travailest not, that you don't go through the labor pains. Why don't you want to go through the labor pains? For the desolate had many more children than she. What? The desolate had many more. We in Galatians. They had many more children than that lady that was crying, that was sad for one child. What is this talking about? Then she had, which hath an husband. First, go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 46. It's going to explain itself.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 46. But after 30 years, Solomon builded the city and offered offerings, and then bare the barren a son.
Uh-oh. This the answer. This is the answer. But after 30 years, Solomon builded the city. Wait, right up above in 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 45, it says, we had 30 years that we was barren. We had 30 years that we was barren. After the 30 years, Solomon builded the city and offer offerings, and then bear the barren a son. What? It says in verse 45, those are the 30 years wherein there was no offerings made. So after the 30 years, Solomon came and he builded the city. He came and built a city. It was a city already there when Solomon was there. Why? Because David already put it down for the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, keeping law, statute, and commandments in the faith of Christ. What is this talking about? This is talking about Solomon rebuilding and rededicating the temple. Rededicating the temple. And then bear a barren son. I ain't giving the answer yet. Verse 47.
Verse 47. And whereas she told thee that she nourished him with labor, that was the dwelling in Jerusalem.
This is talking about the temple. He said that you saw her, that she was nourished with him, with labor. And that was the dwelling in Jerusalem. The labor is going into the priests and their courses. Remember the course of Abia? The courses. That is talking about the labor. That's talking about the labor. And that there was a dwelling in Jerusalem. And the temple is always and will always be in Jerusalem. You're not going to find that the Most High is going to take the temple from Jerusalem and put it in the Americas. Uh-oh. That temple is always there. So when Christ returns, he's returning back. And we're going to rebuild. They're going to rebuild that temple. And it's going to be glorious. Please believe that. Now go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 48.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 48. But whereas she said unto thee, that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fall and died, and was the destruction that came to Jerusalem.
Uh-oh. But whereas she said unto thee, that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fail. Uh-oh. Well, guess what? If you go into the marriage chamber, you're already married. Uh-oh. You already married. When came into the marriage chamber, have a fail and died. And there was destruction that came to Jerusalem. Why did the son say he died, but then destruction came to Jerusalem? What is the correlation? What is the correlation? Next verse. Verse 49.
Verse 49.
Uh-huh.
And behold, thou sawest her likeness, and because she mourned for her son, thou beginnest to comfort her. And of these things which have chanced, these are to be opened unto thee.
Uh-oh. And behold, thou sawest the likeness, and because she mourned for her son, thou beginnest to comfort her. And these things which have chanced, these are to be open unto thee. The knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding is going to be open unto you. The son that we have been reading about is the temple. The son is the temple. Ultimately, the Christ. But the son that we're reading of is the temple. How do you know that? Because Christ was already talking to him when the lady already left. You said you was talking to a lady. You was talking to a whole city. The son that she was talking about, that we're reading about, is the temple of God. 2nd Ezra chapter 10 verse 50. Now verse 50.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 50. I, or now the Most High, see that thou art grieved unfeignedly, and suffereth from thy whole heart for her. So have she showed thee the brightness of her glory and the comeliness of her beauty.
Oh, it says, for now the Most High seeth that thou art grieved unfeignedly. You are grieved unfeignedly. Unfeignedly is meaning true or genuine, okay? Unfeignedly means true or genuine. He has a true love for our people. He's actually grieving. This is he's genuine in his grieving. That's what unfeignedly means, okay? And suffers from the whole heart for her. So she has showed thee the brightness of her glory. Remember, she came and she said, oh, your face. She was bright. And she sparkled and she glistered. And the comeliness of her beauty. Underline comeliness of her beauty. Underline unfeignedly too. The comeliness of her beauty. Go to Baruch chapter 5 verse 1. The comeliness of her beauty.
Baruch chapter 5 and verse 1. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from God forever.
Oh, it says, put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from the Most High forever. I want y'all to put a star on that verse. Go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 51.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 51.
Hang in there, y'all. Hang in there.
And therefore I bade thee remain in the field where no house was builded.
Whoa. And therefore I bade thee remain in the field where no house was builded. Why is it no house builded there? Why? Why are you having me in this open field? It's barren. It's nothing there. It's no foundations. We read of the foundations and of the 12 foundations what we read in Revelations. It's nothing there. The hint is the field was barren. Verse 52.
Verse 52. For I knew that the highest would show this unto thee. Therefore I commanded thee to go into the field where no foundation of any building was.
It says, therefore I commanded thee to go into this field where no foundation, underlying foundation of any building was. Remember the foundations that we read, right? Verse 54.
Verse 54. For in the place wherein the highest beginneth to show his city, there can no man build it be able to stand.
It says, for in the place wherein the highest beginning to show his city. In this open barren field where you saw this city builded, you saw these things, there can no man's building be able to stand. Because the new temple that's going to be built by the Most High and the Christ, that when it's rebuilt, it's going to stand on a rock. It's going to stand on a rock. And guess what? Nothing is going to be able to blow it down. Nothing. Hold that. Give me Luke chapter 6, verse 48. Luke chapter 6 and verse 48. We're going to stand on rock. That's what we're going to stand on. We're going to stand on the rock. Luke chapter 6, verse 48.
Luke chapter 6 and verse 48. He is like a man which build an house and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house, and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock.
It was founded on a rock. Before it was even built, it was founded on a rock. That foundation was already laid. That's what is going into in 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 54. Now go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 10, now verse 55.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 55. And therefore fear not, let not thine heart be affrighted, but go thy way in, and see the beauty and greatness of the building, as much as thine eyes be able to see.
Wait. So it says, therefore fear not, let not thine heart be affrighted, but go thy way in. Wait a minute. He's in a vision. How is he going to go in? There's something high and powerful going on, and see the beauty and greatness of the building, as much as thine eyes be able to see. So just as much as you see in this vision is just as much as you won't be able to walk around and see everything. The Most High let Ezra walk into the beautiful temple. He let him walk into that beautiful temple. Verse 56.
Verse 56. And then shalt thou hear as much as thine ears may comprehend.
Then thou shalt hear as much as thy ears may comprehend. Do y'all know what's going on here? This man is in a vision. He is in a vision, and he can walk and go in, talk and hear. He can do all these things. Go in and hear as much as thy ears may comprehend. He's going to hear of righteousness because it's going to be in the temple of God. He's going to hear righteousness. Verse 57.
Verse 57. For thou art blessed above many other, and art called with the highest, and so are but few.
The Most High. It says, blessed art, for thou art blessed above many others, Ezra. Why are you blessed? And art called with the highest. The Most High have given you this vision, and so are but few. It's not many people that seen this vision. This vision he's seen is like no other person have ever seen. Nobody have seen this because he have seen the future in this vision where he can walk and he can look around and he can hear what's going on. Not many people have did this. Last verse, 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 59.
2nd Ezra chapter 10 and verse 59.
Let's go.
And so shall the highest show thee visions of the high things, which the Most High will do unto them that dwell upon the earth in the last days. So I slept that night and another, like as he commanded me.
Underline last days. It says, and so shall the highest show thee visions of the high things, because you have been blessed with this, which are the Most High will do unto them that dwell upon the earth. So just as much as you seeing and reading this, just as much as we keep laws, statutes, and commandments in the faith of Christ and keep it with our full heart, mind, and everything, it's just as much as the highest, the Most High will show it unto us. Just as much. All right. The Most High showed him more visions. He had more things. When you read in Ezra, you're going to read of more visions and more things that the Most High let him see of the last days, in which we will study, Lord's will, in the future. Philippians chapter 3, verse 8.
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Christ.
That we may win Christ. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24 and 25.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24 and 25. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it.
And whosoever shall lose their life for my sake shall find it. So just as much as we read, and just as much as we try to comprehend the things that we're reading, we will give our life up for the Most High in Christ's sake each and every day. The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29.
The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
And we're going to obey God rather than men each and every day. Each and every day. Remember, we are here because the Lord has chosen us. You had a choice of being anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with us, searching the scriptures. We appreciate that. Now we're about to do the breaking of the bread. All right, remember, you don't have to do the breaking of the bread if you don't fully believe. If you fully believe, take the breaking of bread and show Christ's death till he comes back. All right, from there we're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 23.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 23. For I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Jesus, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took the cup, and when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as ye drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep.
And many sleep. Many sleep. Why? Because they take it for jokes and games. All right. We take the breaking the bread for serious because it shows the Christ death till he comes back. Now we want to give a big shout out to the Most High and the Christ for letting us speak his word and understand his word in spirit and in truth, always and first and foremost. To everyone that pushes this truth, all the other 12 tribes that is around us pushing this truth, we give all praises for you, because guess what? You are on our side and we are on your side. All right. And remember to give your alms. Alms is for the building of the nation. Building of the nation. So we can keep this going and be able to bless our people even further. Now, remember, we are one nation of Israel. We are one mind in the Most High in the Christ. Remember, I'm Brother Benaniah, my armor bearer to my left.
Counselor Sirach.
And my armor bearer to my right.
Counselor Hushai.
And with that, we'll say, Shalom.
Romans chapter 11 verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people?
Has God cast away his people? You so-called blacks and Hispanics, the Israelites, have God cast away his people? Read.
God forbid.
Meaning no. God has not cast away the Israelites. Read.
For I also am an Israelite.
Paul said, I also am an Israelite. That's the New Testament. Read.
Of the seed of Abraham.